You weren't born to be remembered. You were born to be unforgettable. The kind of woman who enters the room and suddenly silence has more power than words. Let them feel the gravity of your presence before you even speak. Because beauty fades, trends change, but an unforgettable woman, she echoes in hearts forever. Walk in like you own the moment, not just the room. That's not arrogance, that's presence. And presence doesn't scream, it radiates. See, too many women walk into a room trying to shrink themselves, to apologize for their existence before they even speak. They check how others are dressed, how they're sitting, how loud they're laughing, and instantly adjust themselves to fit in. But let me ask you this. Why are you trying to fit in when you were born to stand out? Imagine this. A woman steps onto a stage for a presentation. She's not the loudest voice in the room. She's not wearing the flashiest clothes. But there's something about her. She walks slowly, intentionally. Every step she takes says, I belong here. And before she utters a single word, the room is already watching. That's what it means to own the moment. It's the energy before the words. You ever walk into a cafe and notice that one woman sitting alone, reading a book, sipping her coffee slowly, like she's not in a rush to prove anything? There's a calmness about her. She's not scrolling through her phone, waiting for a text. She's in a moment. She doesn't need the room to notice her. But they do. Because that kind of self-possession, that kind of peace, it's rare. And we're always drawn to what's rare. You see, it's not about designer clothes or how expensive your perfume is. It's about the vibration you carry. When you walk into a room, people should feel you before they see you. That doesn't come from how you look. That comes from how deeply you've accepted yourself. Confidence isn't walking into a room thinking you're better than anyone. Confidence is walking in and not comparing yourself to anyone at all. Think about this. You're at a family dinner. The aunties are gossiping, the uncles are discussing politics, and everyone is loud and trying to be heard. But you're sitting there, grounded. You're not raising your voice to match theirs. You speak when it matters, and when you do, they listen. Because you're not chasing noise, you're carrying substance. And substance makes people lean in. Here's the truth nobody tells you. People don't remember the woman who was just nice. They remember the one who had gravity. The one who didn't need to perform, didn't need to apologize for being too bold, too quiet, too ambitious. She just was. And that was shook the room. Let me give you a scene. A job interview. 3 candidates. One comes in nervous, overly polite. The second, too rehearsed, trying hard to impress. The third, she walks in, smiles like she knows something the world doesn't, takes her seat slowly and says, I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to show you how I solve problems. And just like that, unforgettable. It's in your stride. It's in your eyes. It's in how you place your bag on the table like you have every right to that space. It's how you look someone in the eye and don't flinch. It's in your silence, in the way you breathe before you speak. Calm, unbothered, unshakable. It's how you respond when someone tries to dim your light. You don't argue, you don't fight, you glow louder. Because owning the moment doesn't come from the outside. It comes from knowing who you are when no one is clapping, when no one is validating you. That woman, the one who knows her worth before the world agrees, that woman doesn't walk into a room. she arrives. And when she does, the moment bows to her. Speak with fire, not volume. Because the world doesn't need more noise, it needs meaning. Power isn't in how loudly you speak, but in how deeply your words cut through the air and settle into someone's soul. The unforgettable woman, she doesn't raise her voice to be heard. She sharpens her message until silence begs to listen. Think of a courtroom. Everyone's talking. Lawyers throwing arguments. People whispering in the gallery. And then one woman stands. She says 10 words. Calm, controlled. But every word lands like thunder. The entire room pauses. Not because she shouted, but because she meant it. That's what it means to speak with fire. Not chaos, not noise, but purpose. You ever notice how the most magnetic women don't say much at parties? They choose their words like they're brushing velvet. They don't speak unless it adds value, and when they do, everyone leans closer. It's not about being the center of attention, it's about being the center of intention. The fire in her words isn't temperature, it's truth. She doesn't talk to fill silence, she speaks to ignite minds. Take a simple family gathering. The relatives are going back and forth over nonsense. Who said what? Who wore what? Then a young woman, quiet the whole time, simply says, "We waste too much love in our lives, waiting for apologies we'll never get." And suddenly the air shifts. Why? Because she didn't just speak, she delivered. She didn't need to overpower, she penetrated. You see, the unforgettable woman never rushes her sentences. She's not afraid of silence. She knows silence is where her words marinate. She speaks like thunder that rolls in slowly before lightning strikes. She doesn't argue with fools, doesn't clap back at every insult. Her words are too precious, and when she decides to use them, she slices through noise like a blade. Picture this. A young woman walks into a boardroom. She's the only woman, the youngest one too. The men talk over each other, puffing up their egos. But when it's her turn, she doesn't mimic them. She pauses, takes a breath, then says, "Gentlemen, leadership isn't about dominance, it's about direction. And right now, we have none." The room goes dead. Why? Because she didn't try to sound bigger, she became undeniable. That's fire. Speaking with fire also means knowing when not to speak, resisting the urge to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, knowing that silence can be the loudest scream. Sometimes the most unforgettable thing you can say is nothing, just a stare, just a smile, just walking away. Because fire doesn't always burn. Sometimes it smolders beneath the skin. And let's not forget, fire speaks in tone too. It's the woman who tells her friend, "He left good, now you can rise." It's not about volume, it's about verdict. The decision in her voice. The promise that she means every syllable, even if it's soft. Especially when it's soft. Because when a woman with wisdom lowers her voice, the world listens harder. You don't have to prove yourself with long speeches. Sometimes one sentence delivered with conviction can cause more change than 1,000 shouts. Your voice isn't made to be the loudest in the room. It's meant to be the one that lingers when everyone else has stopped talking. Like a flame in the dark, quiet, beautiful, and unforgettable. Don't chase love, be love. Because when you become the very thing you're looking for, it starts finding you in ways you never imagine. So many women are running after love like it's some treasure hidden in someone else's heart. They bend, they break, they try to earn it, prove they're worthy of it, mold themselves to fit someone else's idea of lovable. But the truth is, real love is never found in the chase, it's found in the becoming. Look at the sunflower. It doesn't chase the sun, it simply faces it. And in doing so, it blooms. That's what love is. When you become the warmth, the light, the magnet, love can't help but be drawn to you. The unconditional woman doesn't ask, will someone love me? She lives in such a way that love asks, how can I not? Take a woman who just got out of a painful relationship. Most people would expect her to. Fall apart. To run into someone else's arms just to feel whole again. But she doesn't. She starts waking up early, lighting incense in the morning, journaling her growth. She travels. She laughs by herself in cafes. She dances barefoot in her living room. She's not searching. She's glowing. And the world notices. Because there's nothing more powerful than a woman who has made peace with her own soul. You want love? Be the love that heals, not hurts. Be the love that uplifts, not controls. Be the love that speaks with kindness even when anger is easier. The way you treat yourself, that's the energy you teach others to reflect back to you. If you wake up every day telling yourself you're not good enough, unless someone texts back, someone calls, someone chooses you, then you've already given your power away. Think about it. You're scrolling through your phone, waiting for someone to reply. Seconds. You know what happens? People fall in love with her. Not just romantically, but as friends, as family, as admirers. Why? Because she is love in motion. She's not chasing it. She's living it. And love isn't just about how you feel about someone else. It's how you treat your reflection. When you look in the mirror and say, I love you, I've got your back, I forgive you for not knowing better before, that's when the real magic begins. That's when you stop settling for people who only give you fragments of affection. That's when you stop tolerating crumbs because you know you are the entire feast. The unforgettable woman doesn't run after love, she becomes it. In the way she speaks life into her friends, in the way she lights up a room without even trying, in the way she walks away from what doesn't honor her, in the way she sleeps peacefully at night, not because someone held her hand, but because she held her own heart. Fiercely and fully reinvent yourself ruthlessly. Because evolution doesn't ask for permission, it demands courage. The unforgettable woman isn't born, she is forged again and again in the fires of discomfort, of choices no one understands, of sacrifices no one applauds. She doesn't cling to versions of herself just because the world got comfortable with them. No, she sheds skin like seasons change, unapologetically, intentionally, and without warning. There's this lie that you have to stay consistent, that changing your mind, your path, your look, your beliefs means you're unstable. But here's the truth. A tree that doesn't bend breaks in the storm. Reinvention is not instability, it's power in motion. The woman who dares to outgrow her old life is not confused. She's becoming uncontainable. You ever seen a woman cut her hair after heartbreak? It's never about the hair. It's her first. It's a first action of rebellion. Her first whisper of, I'm not going back to who I was when I tolerated that. That haircut, It's a battle cry, a symbol of a woman refusing to carry dead weight into her next chapter. It's not a style change, it's a soul upgrade. Reinvention means quitting a job that pays well but drains your spirit. It means walking away from friendships that only remember you when they need something. It means deleting photos of a past version of yourself that smiled for cameras but cried behind closed doors. It's not dramatic. It's necessary. Because staying loyal to an outdated version of yourself is a slow death disguised as stability. Imagine a woman who was once terrified to speak on stage. Her voice shook, her palms sweat, but she decided she wouldn't live small anymore. She joined workshops, practiced speeches in front of a mirror, failed a few times, and kept going. 1 year later, she's standing in front of 5,000 people, poised, powerful, unforgettable. Not because she was fearless, but because she refused to be defined by her fear. That's reinvention. Ruthless, raw, and revolutionary. Sometimes reinvention isn't loud. Sometimes it's deleting every social media app and disappearing to heal. Sometimes it's waking up at 5 a.m. and starting over from scratch. No announcements, no validation, just quiet work. And when she returns, no one recognizes her. Not even the parts of herself that used to beg for crumbs. Because the woman she's become wouldn't even sit at the same table. And don't expect applause when you change. People will call you fake, disloyal, arrogant, too much. Let them. Because the version of you that plays small to be loved is not who you were born to be.